Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. I am really excited today to start a new vlog series that I'm going to do once a month. And I think it will really help me with my Netgalley goal for the year. So what I'm going to be doing every month is one vlog about Netgalley. Some months that might be reading a little bit more of my Netgalley books. Some months it might be writing a lot of reviews. We're just going to kick it off to this month with my May books. So what I'm going to do every month is show you a list of all the books I have on Netgalley that were published in the month of May across the years. So I think my oldest Netgalley book is from 2020. So we're talking from 2020 till present day. But here is my list of May books. This year I have the Busybody Book Club that's coming out this month. Last year, I had Better Left Unsent by Leah Lewis, I think is the author of that one. In 2023, I have 4 books that I was approved for on Netgalley. Museum of Ordinary People, that's by Mike Gale. I love All the Lonely People by him, so I'm really excited to try something else. Second Ending is also on my shelves. That came out in 2023. Leave It to the March Sisters, The Secret Book of Flora. I've actually already read, but I haven't yet written a review for that. So that will probably happen in this vlog. The Rule of Threes is from 2021. I don't have any 2022 books. And The Paris Hours from 2020. So these are all the books that came out in May. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start the Busybody Book Club by Freya Sampson because I really enjoyed her book, The Lost Ticket, that I read towards the end of last year. And I'm going to get started on reading it on my Kindle. This is my current Kindle case. I just put some fun stickers on it. Super cute there. I have my Kindle next to my bed because my rule for myself this year, and I've pretty much done it almost every night, is I don't bring my phone into bed with me because I have little to no self-discipline when it comes to scrolling at the end of the day or in the morning. My goal is to get up in the mornings and do a workout. My goal is at the end of the day when I'm going to bed to go to bed. But I do have my Kindle there, so if I'm not quite fully tired enough yet, I can read on my Kindle. The problem is I can't start a book while laying down in my bed. And currently my headboard is a shelf, so I can't really sit up in bed to read. So I'm laying down to read. I maybe get 1 or 2 pages and I'm like, forget it, I'm going to bed, which is great for my sleep, not great for getting books read off my Kindle. So what I'm going to do right now, this afternoon, it's a Friday today. I don't have to work today. I've already done some errands and things this morning. I'm going to spend a little bit of time getting into the Busybody Book Club. That's the first one that I'm going to start reading. And maybe in this vlog, I will try to get a couple others read as well, maybe some off of my shelf. We're going to see how it goes. I don't want this to be a super long video. I'm going to at least read one book and at least write one review for each of these vlog videos for Netgalley. Hopefully I can do a little bit more than that, but we're going to see how it goes. I don't read a lot on my Kindle because I have lots of print books, and actually I end up listening to audiobooks most of the time. I'm often listening to audiobooks from books that are actually on my shelves, so I'm still getting my physical TBR read. I'm just choosing to read the audiobook version of it. But I would like to practice getting in the habit of using my Kindle at night, but I think I need to get into the book already so that I know who the characters are, that I'm already into it. So I'm going to go ahead and sit right down now and read a little bit of The Busybody Book Club by Freya Sampson, and I'll let you know my thoughts, and we'll get this vlog started. I'll talk to you soon. All right, this is my 25% check-in with the Busybody Book Club by Freya Sampson. It's fun so far. It's a murder mystery, sort of a mystery, and then it turned into a murder mystery, and I'm enjoying it. So there's this community center, and Nova is our main character. She has just moved to, is it Cornwall? Cornish coast, yeah. Because she's engaged to a guy who lives there, and she works at the community center. She is the host of a book club, and at first she didn't think anyone was going to show up, and then there was 1, 2, 3, 4 people who showed up, and they read Where the Crawdads Sing, so they were having a conversation about crawdads, and one of the dudes gets a text on his phone, like flies up out of his seat, knocking his chair over, and leaves. Well, the next morning they discover that money was stolen from the office at the community center money that was meant to be paid that day to fix the roof. They had been doing fundraising for over a year. So now the people in the book club are kind of assuming that this guy who stood up and left abruptly is the one who stole the money. Then it turns out that this is all like 25% in, so I don't feel like this is spoilery. Then it turns out that his mother had died that same evening and potentially was pushed by Michael, this guy. So now the other people in the book club, Phyllis is an older lady who has her dog with her everywhere. Arthur is an older fella who's married to a woman who's homebound and he's her caregiver. And Nova, the three of them are kind of on the case, basically. Mainly Phyllis, who's this older woman who is obsessed with Miss Marple and considers herself kind of a Miss Marple type of a character. So it's quirky, it's very bookish, it's referred to a bunch of different books already, mainly Agatha Christie and Where the Crawdads Sing. And I'm into it. I'm really enjoying it. I love a collection of quirky characters. I love that there's a mystery involved and they're going to try to figure out the mystery. And hopefully, if I try to read this in bed now, I'm invested enough that I will want to read more than 1 or 2 pages. But I am going to take a break for now, but I will hop back on when I am about 50% through and let you know how it's going. I am officially 50% through the Busybody Book Club, and I'm really enjoying it. I love this group of characters. I feel so bad for Nova. She's kind of stuck in the middle of a really tough situation. I really don't like the family that she's engaged to this guy, and he just seems like clueless, and the way that he speaks to her is so condescending. I don't think he realizes it, and she hasn't really fully realized it yet either. I'm like, dude, can we please break up with him? His mom is the worst, and he keeps like trying to pacify the mom. I just really don't like his mom, but I do like this group of characters from the book club that she was leading. I love the teenage boy and Ash and Arthur, the grandfather character. Not his grandfather, but I love that they have a friendship that's starting to blossom. And I love that they're all kind of getting involved with this mystery of what happened with Michael. Did he steal the money? Where did he go? Is the wife involved? Like it just keeps getting into this deeper and deeper into this mystery. I really feel bad for the older woman who's a little bit harsh on the outside, but we get her point of view as well. I like getting to see what she's thinking because she comes across as pretty brash, and she has this dog that she brings with her everywhere that's just the worst. She also overhears people talking about her, and the way that they describe her is kind of demeaning, and it's hurtful for her, and it was interesting, and I liked seeing her perspective on that, even though she was eavesdropping. She probably shouldn't have heard that in the first place, but still, like, it just was hurtful. So I like that we're getting to know these characters and that the mystery is unfolding, and I'm very curious where it's going to go from here. So I'm about 51% through, and I'm really enjoying it. I really think I like Freya Sampson. I think she's going to have to be another author on my Read to Zero list because I want to read all of her books. I think I have one more up on my shelves over there somewhere. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Yay! All right, I am at work and I'm planning to finish this book today. I am 77% through, and there was a big reveal that just happened that I called a little bit before it was revealed. I was very proud of myself. I mean, I didn't call it right away, but there was one character who kept hinting at secrets of their past, and another character whose life was a bit sketchy. And I'm just like, I bet you. And I figured out like the connection there. So I was pretty proud of that. I'm really enjoying this. I like that there was just in the last little bit, or even earlier, but like hints of a deeper storyline. So we've got these quirky characters. We've got kind of silliness and this outrageous activities and stuff that are funny and fun to read about. But the characters, as we're getting to know their personal backstories and stuff, there's some heavy stuff that they're having to deal with. So I really appreciate that combination of depth to the characters, that you can really feel like you connect to them and like care about what happens to them. and their friendships with each other, but also there's this level of like, this is so ridiculous that it's just funny. So I really like that balance that Freya Sampson has here with this one. And I think she had that same balance with The Lost Ticket too. Like there was things that just seemed silly and maybe slightly unrealistic, but not so unrealistic that you're like, this is so dumb, but just unrealistic enough to be funny or comedic. So I'm really liking it, and I'm definitely hoping to finish today. We'll see. All right, I finished The Busybody Book Club by Freya Sampson and really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars, and I've already written my review on Netgalley. Woo-woo. And I copied and pasted it to Goodreads so that it's there as well. Basically, I've said the same thing that I've been telling you. I really enjoyed the humor in here. I liked that there was also a little bit of depth. I didn't think the characters were fully fleshed out, but they were fleshed out enough that I cared about what happened to them and what I cared about their story. I also did say that I would have loved more about the setting. We get a little bit of the setting in one scene when they go to the coast to try to, on one of their little antics, trying to solve the murders, trying to solve the mystery. But other than that, and we get to know the community center, but other than that, we don't know the town, we don't know the setting, we don't know much about the setting at all. So that was kind of lacking, I guess, maybe. It didn't take away from my enjoyment of the story, but I would have enjoyed a little bit more. I also I said I love multi-generational friendships. I love when there's elderly characters. I loved the cozy mystery vibes that were in there. And I just really had a good time reading this book. So that's basically what I put. And I also put that I laughed, I teared up, I got angry, and I love it when an author can pull out emotions from me. So I did say that as well. So well done me, reading a Netgalley book and also writing the review right away. I'm going to go ahead and write another review right now for The Secret Life of Flora Lee, which is another one of the May books from a couple years ago that I've read already but never wrote a review for. So I'm going to get that done, and then I will decide what one other book I will read for this vlog. I'll pick one more. All right, I wrote my review for The Secret Book of Flora Lee. I kept it pretty short because the book has been out for so long now, and I had to read a couple other people's reviews to just refresh my brain about what this book was even about. I mean, I remember in general. I know it's another story of children being sent out from London to the countryside during the Blitz, and it's about these sisters. The older sister creates this fairy tale world for the little sister. And then in the more modern day timeline, we learn that there's a book that's been published that has this fairy tale in it that only the sisters knew about. So one of the sisters had gone missing when they were little. And so now the other sister is hopeful that she can find her again. I remember being captivated by it. I gave it 5 stars. I do know that much. And so I just put all of that in my review and got another one done. I now have to decide what I'm going to read next. So I keep going back and forth in my mind. Do I read The Paris Hours because it's one of my oldest books on Netgalley? Or do I read Better Left Unsent because it's more light and fluffy, which is kind of my vibes right now? A silly, almost rom-com. I don't know if it's silly, but a rom-com about a woman who accidentally sends all the email drafts that she had been writing to different people in her life, but she somehow sends them. I'm assuming some of those are letters to a crush or something along those lines as well. So that sounds fun. That was from last year. But I also feel like I should read Paris Hours because it's so old. Maybe I'll try a chapter of both of them and then decide. That's what I'm going to do. It's turning into a try chapter 2. No, you know what? I just want to get some of my older ones off there. I'm going to go ahead and do The Paris Hours. I'm just going to do it. Knock it out. Suck it up, Buttercup. Unless I need to DNF it for any reason, I'm going to go ahead and do the Paris Hours. I forget who the author of it is. It's my second oldest one on there. And Alex George is the author. What does it have? I wonder what its rating is on Goodreads because it's quite old now. It's less than 300 pages, which is good. It has a 3.7 on Goodreads, which isn't great, but it's not awful. And I see that it has an audiobook on Hoopla. So instead of my Kindle, I might start Better Left Unsent on my Kindle and Paris Hours on audio and do 2 more in this vlog. think that might be what I want to do, because I kind of do want to read Better Left Unsent. But I can read that on my Kindle, and I'll listen to the Paris Hours because it's not going to be very long, and I don't have an audiobook going at the moment. So that's what we're going to do. All right, back at work for another day. I decided to DNF The Paris Hours. I read the first 5 chapters and I'm so bored. And then I just went to look up the description of it on Goodreads, and I just don't think it's for me right now, or maybe ever. I don't particularly love slice of life novels. And this one is one day in Paris, 4 different points of view. And eventually at the end of the day, I guess they all come together. So we're hopping kind of from person to person in each chapter. Some of them have already intersected. One of them is a puppeteer. One of them is a former maid of Proust. One of them is a musician. I don't know. I think it's in between the wars, World War I and World War II time period. Yeah, a single day in 1927. 4 ordinary people whose stories told together are as extraordinary as the glorious city they inhabit. I don't love the narrator's voice on the audiobook, and I'm just bored, and I just don't want to read a book that's going to not excite me at the moment. Like, I don't want to push my way through something just to do it on Netgalley when this is an old book. It's 5 years old. I'm just going to go ahead and take this one off my list. I'll put a little review of the first 5 chapters anyway. But I also did start Better Left Unsent, and that is going to be drama filled. I will continue reading that one on my Kindle, but I have multiple audiobooks that are currently checked out on Libby, and so I'm just going to not do this one and push on to something else. Bummer, but at least it's one less book on my Netgalley. Progress. Hello, friends. I just finished Better Left Unsent this morning and thought I would get on and share my thoughts because I don't think I actually ever got on midway through the book. I'm proud of myself for reading 2 books on my Kindle this month. That's amazing. I enjoyed this one. I have enjoyed Leah Lewis's contemporary romances in the past. 8 Perfect Hours, I think, and Dear Emmy Blue. She does a good job of drawing some emotion out of me, and this one also made me tear up at the end. So the story, I think I've said it before, but Millie has thoughts about things and writes them in an email, but never sends it. She puts it in a draft folder. But then a glitch happens at work and all of these emails get sent out. So that happens right at the very beginning. So this book is kind of the aftermath of that, of Millie coming to accept and work through all of the fallout from her emails getting out there in the world. But really it's about like speaking our truths, and that everybody has different sides of themselves that they don't show. It's about her kind of getting over a past relationship and moving on with a new relationship that is kind of like a slow burn throughout the story. I didn't really buy into the romance of it all. I did like the guy, but that part of it was slightly predictable, and yet it was okay. I didn't love that there was swearing throughout all of it, and yet it was a good story. I like that it made me cry. And I like the idea of not everybody is as perfect as they put themselves or assume themselves to be on social media, or like want others to see on social media. I like the look at narcissistic relationships. There was a couple of characters who were in some rough relationships with narcissists. I loved the friend group that Millie has, especially Kate and Ralph. I really appreciated them, and I liked the realistic look at one of her other friends as well, Alexis, just how that storyline played out. Yeah, so there's a lot I liked about it. I think I landed on a 3.5, rounding up to a 4. And then I just wrote my review as well, getting that done right away. So basically what I just said is what's in the review, and put it on Goodreads and Netgalley. And now I'm done. I'm wondering if my Netgalley score is going to go up now. Oh, let's see. So I was at 35%. Feedback has been submitted. Okay, let's see if I went up to 36%. Yes, I did. I went up to 36%. So the goal is to get to 50 by the end of the year. Again, I have so many reviews that I can write, but this is gonna wrap up this vlog. Stay tuned. Next month, I'm gonna try to do a Netgalley vlog every month, focusing mainly on the books coming out or that came out in whatever month it is that I'm vlogging, but also trying to catch up on some of those reviews. So I didn't really get caught up on any reviews this time around, but I did knock 3 books off of my shelf. I read 2 of them, and then I DNF'd 1 and put that in there that I'm not going to be reviewing it. So progress made on Netgalley. I would love to chat with you down in the comments. If you have Netgalley, how do you keep up with it? It's crazy. But yeah, I would love to chat about any of the books that I read in this video, and also what your thoughts are about Netgalley or anything else that you want to talk about. I love chatting with you in the comments down below. And if you watched all the way to the end but you don't have anything to say, put that little paper and pen emoji just to let me know that you were here. And that's going to be it. I will talk to you in another video very soon. Bye.